Hello everyone, welcome back to Get Your Mind Right Barbecue. I'm Tommy D. It's Memorial Day weekend. I got on my red, white, and blue. How about you? With it being Memorial Day weekend and a holiday weekend, you know we got to get outside and get some smoke in the air and do some good old American barbecue. Speaking of good old American barbecue, nothing speaks more American barbecue than Texas style beef ribs. That's what we got today. We got 2 slabs of beef back ribs. These aren't plate ribs, these are back ribs. There's 2 different type of beef ribs, kind of like they have on the pigs where they got the spare and the loin back ribs. I took the membrane off the back of these, patted them dry with a paper towel, cut a little bit of the hard fat off. That's basically all I did to prep them. I frequent Texas a lot with our military contract with my other work. I'm fortunate enough to get out to Texas and try a lot of different type of barbecues. Texas beef ribs are one of my favorites. There's nothing, it's very, very simple. There's really nothing to them. It's really just good old salt and black pepper, a good binder of oil, get them on the grill, let them do their thing. None of that sweet stuff like we do on the pork ribs. So stay tuned, folks. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Thanks to all the people who served for this wonderful country. I can't wait for my family to come over and we dig into these ribs. Get your mind right. Okay, first things first, we got to put a binder on these ribs so our salt and pepper rub will stick. Before we get going, you can make this yourself. It's my Texas rub, I call it. Basically, it's a 1-to-1 ratio of salt and pepper. Make sure you use a coarse grind kosher salt and a coarse grind pepper. You want the pepper not to be a table pepper that's very, very, that's grinded up very, very fine. You want a coarser grind so it'll stick and adhere to the meat and give it that good bark color, that dark color that we're looking for. First things first, you can use just about any oil you want to. This is avocado oil. I'm brushing this on. I would love to use my duck fat spray, but guess what? I've used it so much, it's out. That was my plan, but the avocado oils, the olive oils, all that good stuff will work just as well. Just give it a good little brush. I'm going to brush it on. You can pour it on and use your hands. I'm going to do this today. It's a lot less messy, if you know what I mean. So we're going to do the front and the back and the sides with this oil. And then we're going to get some of this rub on. Stay tuned, folks. Now that we got our avocado oil binder on, and the reason why I'm using avocado oil is because it holds up better with the high temperatures and the long cooks as low and slow cooks. Just about anything will work on it, vegetable oil, olive oil, even some yellow mustard. My second rack over here I had to cut in half, unfortunately. When I was looking through the cryovac and trying to get these ribs, it's very important to try to get these where they're the same weight so they cook evenly. So you really don't have to take one off after the other. Sometimes it's hard to do that, but unfortunately this one here was kind of breaking. When I took the membranes off the back of these, it's very important you take this membrane off so this seasoning can get down in the back side of this meat too. I know a lot of people say they don't want to take the membrane off a beef rib, and I don't do it with short ribs, but with these I kind of like to treat them like a pork rib and take that membrane off so I can get that rub on the back and let it sit in there. So let's get this Texas rub going. Once again, very simple. 1 part salt, 1 part pepper. Texas style, baby. And we're going to get this a real good coat. Nothing to it. Nothing fancy, just some good old salt and pepper. I don't want to put anything sweet on here. I want this salt and pepper, and I want this good beef to taste like beef and kind of be savory, you know. And you can put a lot of salt and pepper on beef. The salt content, don't be scared of getting a good bit of salt on there because beef can handle it. So what we're going to do is get that side and then flip it over, okay? Make sure you get the back and the sides as well too. These are smelling great. And I am ready to get these on the grill. Give them a good pat down. Get them on the edges. We got a little breakage there. We're going to cook these low and slow. Get them on the sides. And there you have it, folks. We're going to let these sit up for about 30 minutes. Make sure you take these ribs out or any piece of meat out. Let it come up to room temp before you put them on the grill. That'll help make the cook go along a lot smoother and also taste a lot better. Thank you for joining in. I'll meet you guys outside at the grill. Get your mind right, Texas style, baby. Deep in the heart of Texas. I'm fired up. Memorial Day. It's time to get your mind right. All right, we're outside at the grill. We're going to put these beef ribs on. Shout out to B&B Charcoal. I'm using a mixture of hickory, pecan, and cherry. These are going to turn out real well. That's kind of my competition blend that I use. I mix it up myself. Shout out to them. 100% wood, no fillers. Let's get these on. I got my grill set at 250 degrees. These ribs are going to take about 4 to 5 hours. And I'm not really going to, put a probe or anything in them. I'm just going to put a grill grate probe so I can monitor my temp inside the grill, obviously. But I'm just going to use a probe and punch into these ribs, into the meat in between and also around the bones, and see how tender they are. But it's generally going to take, depending on the size of ribs you get, 4 to 5 hours. After a few hours on the grill, we're going to get some unsalted beef broth and spritz it with them if they start looking dry. But you just got to check them about every hour and give them a little spritz. Let's get these ribs on. These racks that got split, they're going to turn out great. And sometimes you might need to split your ribs up if you got a big green egg or a Kamado style grill. All right, my Texas style beef ribs are looking good. I got a little drawback on my bones here. We're going to check for some dryness in a couple areas. They're doing real well. Been on for about 2 hours. I'm just going to spritz them a little bit here. They're still a little moist, just a little bit. I don't want to spray off too much of this bark that I'm creating right now. Just want to give it a good little skeet of this unsalted beef broth. Oh, skeet. Make sure you use unsalted, folks. Salted will add too much salt back to the meat. We put plenty on already. Let's get this lid closed, because if you're looking, you ain't cooking. We're going to check them for every hour for tenderness and dryness. We'll spray them about every hour. They've been on for 2. Stay tuned. Okay, these ribs have been on for about 4 hours, maybe a little bit more, 4 hours and 15 minutes. I want to check them for tenderness. I've been spraying them every hour, and these are almost ready. I'm gonna probably let them go another 30 minutes or so. Let me check these in the back. Those are pretty good. See, you want to get this probe. I'm not even turning it on. You want to get that feel like it's going through that butter, they say. So that one is right there. I'm probably about to take that one off. These need a few more minutes right here. Stay tuned. We'll go get these inside and cut them open and give them a taste test. Get your mind right. All right, I'm gonna check these for tenderness. So I know these are ready. I'll let these go about another 20 minutes. Oh yeah, those are just poking right on through. I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. They were on for exactly about 4 hours and 30 minutes on these. They look great. Let's get them inside and cut into them. We got them off the grill. This is the moment of truth. Texas style beef ribs. Like I said, these are very simple. Let's cut into these bad boys and see what we're working with. I ain't gonna wait any longer. All right, let's cut into the rest of these Texas style beef ribs here. They're looking great. Good, juicy. You can see that smoke ring. Got a good bark there with the salt and the pepper. Very simple rib, folks, Texas style. It's just salt and pepper. And that's just basically it. And some good smoke. They simplify everything's out there. And like I said before, Texas, they do barbecue right. But down here in Georgia, we can do it too. So get your mind right. Y'all have a good, happy, safe Memorial Day. I'm going to try this thing, Kayla. Delicious.